Hello and welcome to Learning Math with Sanchez. In this particular video, we're going to learn how to solve simple equations using inverse operations. So I'm going to work on two problems, and then you will have the opportunity to practice and master these skills by doing a quick check for understanding. Let's go ahead and dive into the problems, shall we? Okay. First of all, what I want to tell you, what I want to go over is this quick sentence here. It says, we can solve equations using inverse operations. If you have never heard the word inverse operations, I have a some quick notes that you can access and that you should write down. Inverse operations just means the opposite of that operation that is happening on that equation. For example, if I have addition, the inverse operation of adding, the opposite of adding will be subtracting. If I am multiplying, which we will not see on this video, but on another video, if we're multiplying, the inverse operation of that will be division. And we can use inverse operations to isolate variables. The final thing that I want to tell you before I jump into this problem is that a final result is called the solution. So you will not hear me saying the answer to this problem. You will mainly hear me say the solution to this equation. And when I say the solution, what I mean is the final result. So let's go ahead and work on the first problem. When we solve an equation, our goal is to isolate the variable, the unknown variable. In this particular case, x is the unknown. It's what we do not know. It's what we're looking for. In this equation, we're looking for a number, x, that when we subtract 3 gives us -5. Sometimes that's very easy to figure out, but let's use inverse operations to isolate the variable x, and you will see how easy it is to find this number. So what we want to do is we want to move everything that is not x to the opposite side. In this particular case, we have a -3. And we need to ask ourselves, how can I move that -3 to the opposite side? Well, because I am subtracting 3 from x, the opposite of subtracting 3 from x will be to add 3 to both sides. Well, when I do that, my -3 and +3 will cancel each other out, and that will leave x by itself. And then when I add 3 to -5, I get -5 plus 3, that is equal to -2. So my solution to this problem is x is equal to -2. Now, I can always check if my solution is correct. I can always check. And the way that I can do that is by substituting my solution for the value of x. And this is what I mean. I can substitute -2 for x. So I'm going to write -2 minus 3. Is that equal to -5? And I'm going to put a question mark on top just because I'm checking this. So we know that -2 minus 3, it is -5. So now we have checked that -2 is the correct solution for our first equation. So we solved this problem correctly. Now let's go ahead and look at the second problem. We have 0.9 is equal to y plus 2.8. Our goal again here is to isolate y. We need to know which value of y, which number y, when we add 2.8 gives us 0.9. What I want to do is move that positive 2.8 to the opposite side. And the way that I do that, remember, if I am adding, the opposite of adding is subtracting. So I'm going to subtract 2.8 from both sides. Well, and that gives me -1.9. and that's equal to the value of y. Perfect. Again, I can check whether I did this problem correctly or not by substituting negative 1.9 for y and adding 2.8. Well, if you put this on the calculator or you do a quick sum, you will see that negative 1.9 plus 2.8 is in fact 0.9. So we did this problem correctly as well. Negative 1.9 is the solution to our second equation. Now, enough of me talking. What I want you guys to do right now is I want you to solve these two problems, pause the video, and once you're done, you can come back to the video and I will go over them very quickly. Okay, hopefully you pause the video and you practice. And now I'm going to give you the solutions. And I'm going to do that very quickly. So I have x plus 3 is equal to negative 7. The opposite of adding 3 will be to subtract 3. And what I do to one side, I must do it to the other side. And that will give me, well, positive 3 minus 3 cancels out. And I'm left with x is equal to negative 7 minus 3. That's negative 10. And that is my solution for the first equation here on the check for understanding. Number 2, I have fractions, and fractions can be a little bit scary sometimes. But the cool thing here is that we have same denominators. And when we have same denominators, we can just combine our numerators. So that makes it very easy. Now, in order to isolate x here, all I have to do is the opposite of subtracting 1/3. Well, what will that be? That will be to add 1/3 to both sides. So I'm going to add 1/3 on both sides. And that gives me x is equal to negative 2/3 plus 1/3. Well, negative 2 plus 1, that is just negative 1. And I keep the same denominator. So that gives me negative 1/3. Okay, so that's it for this video. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed this video. And hopefully this is helping you to make math be more fun and makes it easier for you. All right, see you.